Photosynthesis is the process by which plants, algae and cyanobacteria harvest energy from sunlight. They use this energy to combine water and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere into sugars and oxygen. This can be simplified into the equation 6CO2 plus 6H2O goes on to produce C6H12O6 plus 6O2. But in reality, photosynthesis is far more complex than this. Where does photosynthesis happen? It takes place in specialized organelles within the plant cell called chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are around 4 to 6 microns long and have a double membrane that envelops the entire system. Inside, they have a complex network of membranes folded into flat discs called thylakoids. The space inside thylakoids is known as the lumen, and the space outside is called the stroma. Thylakoids are stacked into granum, or grana if you're talking about more than one. The reason for these stacks of discs is to provide a large surface area for photosynthesis to take place. Photosynthesis can be broken down into 2 stages, the light-dependent stage and light-independent stage. The light-dependent stage provides the light-independent stage with enough ATP and reduced NADP to fix carbon dioxide into sugars. In this video, we'll be focusing on the light-dependent stage, which takes place mostly on the thylakoid membrane. Photosynthesis begins when a particle of light, or photon, hits a specialized structure embedded in the thylakoid membrane called a photosystem. Photosystems absorb the photon and use that photon's energy to split a molecule of water into 2 hydrogen ions and 1 oxygen atom. The lonely oxygen atom quickly finds another oxygen atom and forms molecular oxygen, O2, which diffuses out of the leaf and into the atmosphere. Meanwhile, back in the chloroplast, the hydrogen ions remain in the thylakoid lumen where they are first split. Energy from the photon is also used to excite an electron in the photosystem. The excited electron is transferred from the photosystem to a series of electron carrier proteins which sap its excess energy and use it to pump more hydrogen ions from the stroma into the lumen. At this point, there's a very high concentration of hydrogen ions in the lumen. Once the electron's energy has been drained, it's transferred to another, different photosystem. There are 2 photosystems involved in photosynthesis, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2, often abbreviated to PS1 and PS2. Confusingly, photosystem 2 was used before photosystem 1. This is because they were named in the order that they were discovered in, rather than the order that they're used in. Now that photosystem 1 has a new electron, it too can use the energy from the photon of light to excite that electron. Photosystem 1, however, uses the electron to add a free hydrogen ion to the molecule NADP to give NADPH, also known as reduced NADP. Reduced NADP goes on to play a crucial role in the light-independent reaction. All this time, hydrogen ions have been building up in the thylakoid lumen, and the only way that they can escape is through specialized channels in the thylakoid membrane. These channels are part of the enzyme ATP synthase. ATP synthase works like a turbine in a dam. As hydrogen ions rush through the channels in the enzyme, it spins like a turbine and uses this energy to add a phosphate group onto adenosine diphosphate, ADP, to produce adenosine triphosphate, ATP. ATP, just like our reduced NADP, goes on to drive the light-independent stage of photosynthesis, which we'll cover in the next video. And that's about it for the light-dependent stage. So to recap, photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplasts and happens in 2 stages, the light-dependent stage and the light-independent stage. In the light-dependent stage, light is absorbed by photosystem 2, which causes water to be split into oxygen and hydrogen ions. The oxygen diffuses out of the cell and into the atmosphere, whilst the hydrogen ions build up in the thylakoid lumen. The light energy also excites electrons in the photosystem, which are sent via electron carrier proteins to photosystem 1. The lost electrons are instantly replaced with the electrons that we get from splitting water. Energy from the excited electron is used to pump more hydrogen ions into the thylakoid lumen before it reaches photosystem 1, and from here, the electron is excited again by energy harvested from light by photosystem 1, and is used to reduce NADP into NADPH, which is important in a light-independent reaction. And all this time, hydrogen ions have been escaping from the lumen through ATP synthase channels, which uses the energy of this flow to synthesize ATP, which is also crucial for the light-independent stage. In the next video, we'll find out how carbon dioxide is used to make sugars in the light-independent stage. We hope you found this video useful, and please check out our channel for more videos like this.